Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. You were given a baby on your 21st birthday. The child turns out to be you as a baby. Raising him won't change your life, only his. How would you raise this child to give it a better life than the one you have? Make him brush his damn teeth twice a day. *edit. Good to know I'm not the only one who feels this way. This, and make her wear her freaking retainer. I thought I was too good for that crap and now my teeth are crooked again. Edit. At least I'm not alone in this. The Post-Braces Crooked Teeth Club is bigger than I thought. And my messed up teeth got me my first arbitrary Reddit award. Avoid soda at all costs. I made this rule for myself before I was a teen, and to also avoid sweets because I hated their freaking dentist. Little did I know though that Gatorade and Lipton iced tea were also loaded with sugar. God damn it, Meta. I'm 13YO, and only in the past 2 to 3 months I made an effort to actually brush my teeth twice a day. Though problem is I don't learn on Friday and Saturday, longer weekdays, so I always forget. As the saying goes, perfect is the enemy of good. Even if you only do it Sunday to Thursday, you're still miles ahead of not doing it at all. Oh god, yes. As we speak I'm stuck on the toilet from the antibiotics I've been taking to kill the massive infection eating the bones in my face because I wasn't taught proper oral hygiene. 6 crowns. 1 failed crown that had to be turned to an implant. And surgical removal of a molar later. You'd think I'd have learned by now. Edit. I'm glad I've inspired so many of you to go brush. That's awesome. Everyone who has dental problems, you're not alone, and it's never too late to pick up good habits. Don't forget to floss, and the feeling of a good mouthwash is underrated, so you should try that too. Another edit. A lot of people are asking how it got this bad. There is a genetics factor, as both of my parents and one set of grandparents all have horrible teeth as well. I was also never made to brush my teeth as a child. Didn't go to the dentist. And it just wasn't something that we did in my house. I also didn't have health classes in school that taught the importance of it. I didn't figure it out on my own until high school. And by then the damage was already done. This latest problem, having to have an implant, was kind of just bad luck. I had a crown that slid out of place ever so slightly, to where I didn't notice it. Bacteria got in a little crack and colonized in my gums, and it doesn't matter how much you brush, you can't reach underneath your teeth. So even though I have had good habits at this point, I don't floss as much as I should though. I can't fix past damage. I also live in America where sugar is a staple and dental care is insane even with insurance. Teeth are considered luxury bones here. And unfortunately teeth are also a too little too late type of problem. My god. Come on, said the dentist. Come one and come all. Come see what I'm seeing. He started his call. Come view what I'm viewing. He shouted with joy. Come look in the mouth of this marvelous boy. He's holes where they couldn't. They just shouldn't be. Not many, but massive with many to see. His mouth is a river of pus in a flood. His gums are awash with the color of blood. Good heavens, it's simply amazing, he said. He leaned in to see and he just shook his head. He stared in bemusement, confusion and doubt. He picked up his pliers. Well, let's get him out. That's disturbing and awesome. BRB going to brush my teeth. If you ever want your kids, emphasis on having at least 2, to brush their teeth every day twice a day. Make it a competition between them. As little kids, my siblings and I would rush to be the first one to start brushing their teeth and would call each other out if we didn't do it properly. From there it just got ingrained into our routine, so it became automatic for us to brush. The negative side effect is that brushing too hard might have fricked my enamel, and I have quite sensitive teeth. I'm a dentist. I tell kids they only need to brush and floss the teeth they want to keep. My dentist told me this as a kid. Lol. Is that a common dentist saying, or is there a possibility you were my dentist? Unless your name is MADM October IRL. How could Dr. Snozzleberry possibly know the answer to this question? Edit. F. Wait, we're not using our real names. 21 first birthday. This hurts my brain. My brain completely blocked it out until I read this. Completely same. Thank God someone else noticed. Should have been 21st. You think so? Something is wrong. I can feel it. I don't know. Seems legit to me. You forgot one thing: his parents need to die for him to complete his training and become Batman. Sounds like a win-win to me. Give it to my parents. I was ready to give a pessimistic reply to this. But now I wonder if my parents would be able to raise a better version of me, knowing how I turned out due to their parenting. When I was 13, my mom got with my stepdad, who had 2 3-year-old daughters, and the way they were raised compared to how I was is night and day. The way my baby sister was raised compared to me is night and day as well. I had a struggling, single, teen mom, and she had a mid-30s, married, middle-class mom. Same mom, just vastly different points in her life. Honestly, my parents would probably frick me up even worse the second time around. Mine went from normal, religious folk when I was born to anti-vaxxer, homeopathy and alternative medicine using young earth creationism believing anti-technologists. So they would definitely frick me out more the second time round. At that point, just give the child to a pack of wolves. Will probably fare just as well, if not better, because if it does survive, it's going to be pretty strong. The child might even end up ruling Rome. Don't tell him he's smart, instead praise his effort and hard work. Gifted kid syndrome is a B word. To expand on this, don't profile and categorize children so early on. They're developing into little adults. They are welcome to explore every side of their personality before they find what's comfortable for them. Don't just call them goofy because they're acting silly for your attention. Don't tell everyone who they meet that your youngest is scatterbrained at 8 years old when they're in earshot. Give them a chance to figure out who they are, and don't just stuff little Chelsea into a gifted class and cram it into her head and everyone else's that she's a damn genius, so she'd better act like one or learn how to fake being one. Edit. Thank you for the awards. If they actually are gifted and need more of a challenge, it makes sense to provide it to them. Downplay the why you are providing it to them though. Nothing was worse than getting bored and developing bad habits because of boredom for me. Dude, exact same for me. If I had been more challenged, perhaps I'd have had better work ethic when I was younger. I mean, for me, the problem pretty quickly became that being smart to me didn't involve things like coloring an ear map or writing in cursive or even doing homework on things I already completely understood. I remember 2 defining teachers in my life. One was an 8th grade English teacher that made us go through thousands of sentences and mark every particle of grammar we were taught. By the second half of the booklet, we were marking parts of a sentence that I would never hear about again. The other teacher, same class in the same school, didn't do this. It was never going to be necessary. I actually did fine on it. But it taught me the lesson that lots of things we learn will be absolutely useless, and lots of teachers, especially older teachers, are just miserable people. The second teacher was my math teacher the next year. At the beginning of the year, he announced that if you miss any homework assignments but get a 90+ on the test, all your zeros will be changed to match your test score. The assignments were fairly easy and you got 100 if you showed your work. But like most 14-year-olds, I took advantage of the rule at one point and didn't do any assignments. By the time the test rolled around, I was so stressed that I studied more than I ever had before. I ended up doing all the HW assignments anyways, plus rereading the textbook chapters and watching YouTube videos explaining the concept in mnemonics and other memorable ways. I got an 88, but it got curved 3 points or something and I got away with it. That class taught me not to procrastinate. Can't say I always followed a lesson, but I learned a lot from that class and he was a great teacher. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I would make sure he had proper coping skills and teach him the importance of health and nutrition. I've been morbidly obese for as long as I can remember due to bad eating habits and being sedentary. I've lost 62 pounds in the past 3 to 4 months from forming healthy eating habits, eating balanced meals, and getting plenty of exercise. Edit. Thank you so much for all of the encouraging words and awards. I got started by getting screened for mental illnesses by a psychiatrist and was diagnosed with ADHD and was put on a non-stimulant medication. It's been the most life-changing experience. That internal voice that talks you out of doing something is barely around anymore, and I finally Started developing habits and routines that benefit me with little struggle. Also, I found an indoor recumbent exercise bike, which is one of the greatest things for people who want to get a good workout that isn't hard on the back and knees. Plus, the ability to watch something on my laptop while I do it is awesome. Last but not least, I keep track of my eating and exercise using MyFitnessPal. Good for you, my dude. 62 pounds in 3 months is a huge drop, and you should be super proud of that and of your continued commitment. You're gonna have to change your username to professional_to keto. 62 pounds in 90 days. That is massive. Once you maintain a calorie deficit and remain active, you will continue to lose the pounds. The rate of pounds per day might decrease, but the key is to maintain the lifestyle. Remember the main rule: diet to look good in clothes, work out to look good naked. Don't mock him when he tells me about liking or dating a girl. I hated when my parents did that to me. My parents, you should be more open with us and trust us. Me, becomes more open and trusting my parents. Haha, what a freaking loser. Hate that crap. Exactly. My mom did this too. She did it out of interest and love for me. She was excited for me. But it ended up making me not want to tell them about it because I was embarrassed. And then not actually ask the girl out because then I would have to tell my parents. It caused me to be overly shy and develop social anxiety, because I didn't want to talk about it. So it was easier to avoid the whole situation. This stuck with me for years, and I avoided dating much at all because of it. The thing that helped me was therapy. And my friends. My friends encouraged me to do things with them, which helped a ton. Then one of them, who is overly extroverted, really broke me out of my shell and told me to come with her to kickboxing. This is where I met a woman who I've now been dating for almost a year. Best relationship I've ever had. I had to convince her to go out with me, but for some reason it was easy for me to talk to her despite being very shy. Parents, don't tease your kids about things like this. If they seem shy about it, don't press the issue. Of course, if there is a concern for their safety, then definitely take that into account. But otherwise, encourage your kids to be social and involved. This mom does this, but at least I'm aware of it. I feel like Gen Z parents will be better because we have the internet. Dunno why. Grandma here. I think the reason you'll do better with the things that hurt you as a child is because you're talking about it, giving a voice to the hurt and shame. That's the good news. The potential bad news is that your children will find some other faults in your parenting. Things you won't always anticipate. We all tend to focus on fixing the problems we ourselves experienced. And that's good. But every generation loses sight of something that the next generation will blame them for. All you can do is your best for what it's worth. I have great confidence in the young people entering adulthood now. Y'all are an open, honest, caring generation with greater integrity than any I've seen in my long life. I wish you all great happiness and prosperity. You deserve it. Replace Asian parents with ethnic parents. Are you still not seeing anyone? Don't you want to get married? Well, maybe if you hadn't for bad dating or even talking about liking boys during my formative years, I wouldn't be so absolutely terrible talking to the opposite sex. Face with rolling eyes. I told my Asian parents that I am asexual. They were disappointed that I wasn't A+ sexual. You talked to them before becoming a doctor? Question mark. Not beat him. Edit. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. I have been reading your comments, and I'm sorry to hear about all of your experiences. It's awful, and should be easier seen when you're a child. I wish you could have figured it all out sooner, and I'm sorry for what you all have experienced. Beat him with a stick made out of love and understanding. Try having Asian and Latino family. You got the bamboo back scratcher or a chancla. Asterisk asterisk. I'm hurting hearing all of your culturally specific beatings. I don't want to one-up anyone here. Just wanna let you know I feel you on those beatings. Had an Asian family. I got hit hard. Like Russell Peters says, somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Give him to a parent who's older than 21. Seriously, I'm 31 now and I cannot imagine being given a baby at this age. Let alone the age of 21. Back then I was in college, drinking and partying a lot, being very irresponsible in so many ways. I would not want myself to try and raise myself back then because I do not think I could handle it at all, both mentally and financially. 31. Nice. Listen bucko, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. YEET. Breaking news: baby found thrown over a building. More on this story at 9. Suicide is illegal in many places, so you are still going to jail for killing yourself. Also, you're going down in history as the first person to survive a successful suicide. Support him and his hobby and get to know what he's actually interested in instead of ridiculing it. And just telling him to stop doing it. Also telling him that it's not important what other people think of him instead of saying stuff like, look, other people are looking already. Quote, that's how you create anxiety in people. This reminds me of my family. The opinions of other people is almost sacred for them. I've grown up being scared of other people's judgment, and I am still afraid of looking ridiculous when I am trying to do something new or when I am meeting new people for the first time. Simply give him the love and attention he deserves. Make sure to never put him through the DCF process and orphanages. As a foster parent, you could provide this to other kids. Being a foster parent, I know the positive difference we make in children's lives. Just an idea. I was fostered by family, but it was 2 years after being in the system. You people are God-sent. There is no feeling worse than feeling unwanted and unloved as a child. God bless you. Have some gold friend. I'm jumping in here real quick to ask how old you were when you started fostering. My so and I are going to get the ball rolling next fall. Both early 30s, and so many of the people I've talked to about it have already had kids and are 40 plus. Just nervous that our age and lack of kids will be a marker against us. My wife and I were in our late 30s when we signed up to be foster parents. At the time, my wife was a case manager for DCS, so we were already well versed in the process and what to expect. We did not have any kids when we signed up. We were incredibly lucky on our first placement. A 6-week-old who was abandoned at birth. We adopted that kid at the very earliest opportunity. Since then, we fostered 6 additional kids and adopted 5, so now we are a family of 8. It's had its rough moments, but it's been a great ride. Listen, tell her that she always has someone to talk to, and if she doesn't feel comfortable with me, then we can find the appropriate people. Not downplaying her anxiety with cheer up. It'll get better. It'll be fine. What do you have to be depressed about? I don't know. That's the problem. My parents ask me that same question at least once a week. I like my life. I'd give the baby to my parents. They did a great job the first time around. Parents crap. Here we go again. Edit. Thank you for the silver kind stranger. Thanks for this comment. Have an upvote. Thanks for this upvote. Have a comment. Not use negative encouragement like, even jokingly, saying, don't frick this up before a big event. Get him into some solid sports early and teach him about handling money responsibly. You basically just described what's it like to get children, dude. It truly is a version of you and your so and how you raise him will, more or less, only change his life. Edit. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.